I'm a crow. Oh, crow. Ben, what did you collect? I know you collected stuff.
Well, I collected action figures, but I also collected postage stamps.
Maybe that's
funny you say that.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to The Book Drop, Omaha Public Library's podcast about books, our community, and the joy of reading. I'm Maggie Peterson. I'm the Outreach Manager for Omaha Public Library, and I'm joined as always by
Amy Ballard, the Partnerships Manager for Omaha Public Library.
I said I'm joined as always by Amy, but there is another person in this room who we're not normally joined by, and at least in this space.
And we talk about him all the time.
We do.
Podcasts.
He, like in Sex and the City, the idea that the city is the fifth girl.
Yes.
I feel like that with Ben.
Yeah, but he's
here.
He's a boy
haunting the podcast. Ben, how do you feel about all that?
And who are you?
Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry. Who are you? How did you get in here?
I am Ben Brick. I am the Collection Processing Manager of the Omaha Public Library.
Yay.
I love it.
We love when we convince Ben to come on here. We do talk about you frequently.
It's true.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I know.
You mostly, I feel like it happened organically because you would just submit a lot of answers to our queries, but then occasionally, I don't know, we would just have stuff come and be like, I bet Ben would know. Ben would be able to tell us.
Because Ben does know everything. And it's also interesting bits and pieces of curiosities that he always brings forth to us. And we're like, oh, thanks, Ben.
And you missed my moment before we got in here because I was talking to a fan favorite former podcast host, Ellie. We were standing over by a giant box of microfiche that was being packed away. And I had made a comment of, it's bin day because we're putting stuff in bins. And Ellie was from me. She goes, it's Ben day. And I said, no, it's bin day. I said, wait, no, it's bin day and it's Ben day because Ben's on the podcast.
Bin day.
Yes.
It's Ben day.
Ben in a bin.
And Ben in a bin. Don't tempt me with a good time. We will find a way to do that here.
I know.
We've got some big bins.
Yeah. And listeners, if you didn't know, we are actually day 2 of moving out of our temporary location and into Central. And it is wild to see how it all happens. And it's very organized, efficient, and kind of surreal.
So what do you think would happen? Are we going to get 8 inches of snow?
Oh, yeah. Also, winter storm warning.
In this moment?
It is February 19th?
Yeah. I don't know. You're looking.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
February 19th.
It's February 19th, and there's a winter storm warning, and everything is closed. But
so there's not a drop of snow on the ground yet. So it's one of those very ominous days. The energy is weird here.
It is. Thus we have been.
So something I was really excited about, and I cannot remember if I talked about this last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, and maybe Ben, you already know about this. Have you heard of the new American Girl book that's coming?
Yes, I've heard about it.
It's for adults. It's a grown-up Samantha book.
Will there be dolls?
No. Wait.
I don't even know.
Wait. Rewind. Have you ever read an American Girl doll book?
No.
We did a whole episode on that, but I realized I think I gave you just a bunch of stuff about American Girl and not an actual doll book.
Yeah.
So an American Girl dolls, it's like we had Rosemary on and we talked about the entire concept of the dolls and the books and like how they tied together. And each one had they had a birthday story. There was like a holiday story, like an adventure.
I want a
camping
tarot American doll.
Oh, I would love that. So the doll had multiple little stories that kind of went along with that, but they were always about this doll, seemingly perpetually 8 to 10 years old, is what I would guess.
Okay.
But now Pleasant Company has announced they are making a Samantha, which was my doll, growing up
As a woman.
Yes, as an adult woman.
Okay.
In Chicago.
Okay.
If I read, comes out in October. I am already on the pre-order. I am so excited.
Oh my gosh.
It's Samantha's from the plot description, because she grew up very, very wealthy, somehow loses her family fortune through nefarious characters. But she's going to try to get it back. And now she's got to live the life of the poors, which she never had to do.
Oh,
she just sought them out as her friends. She never had to live that life. And now she's got to do that. And
you may need to have another podcast about American Girls, the adult version.
Yeah. I feel that.
Oh, that
We had a
sounds
lot
weird.
of regret. So also another great idea that Ben was here. Great idea that Ben was here because we used to have the toy library at Omaha.
I know.
And Ben created something that we called behind the scenes the doll army.
Yeah.
Care to comment?
It was a lovely way to enjoy the dolls during the time when we were not open to the public
Yes.
in 2020. So it helped boost the morale of
really
the
did.
staff.
It's true. He would stage them in interesting places and then post pictures where they were. And sometimes you would be just working and you look around and there was
There's a doll.
a doll
There's a doll right there.
haunting us.
You get an email and be like, what are the dolls doing? Why are they doing that?
I know.
Nothing wrong. It's just, why would a doll do that?
And we made a zine.
Oh my
I know. It's so cute.
To the meat of our story.
Right.
Been the big reason why I wanted to talk about the dolls. Because I used to collect the American Girl dolls, and it made me wonder, what did you do? Did you collect anything growing up?
Yes.
Collecting look for you?
I collected rocks and gems.
You were a little Indiana Jones.
I
You were
was.
a little archaeologist.
I
in the
love it.
backyard.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I almost brought I think I brought my pink deer that I dug up in
You've
the yard.
shown it to me before, I swear. Or maybe I just saw a picture, but I have a memory of it.
So, Ben, if you didn't know, I grew up in West Virginia. And when my parents bought that house back in the 30s and 40s, they used to just take their trash and dump it in the backyard, which became like such fun digs for the kids of the Mathers, myself included, to go and see what we could find, all those treasures, like old blue bottles that they used to put like Vaseline and other medications in. And I found a pink deer, glass deer, that was probably, I think, broken off of an old Avon glass, probably curiosity jewelry holder or something like that. I love it. I still have it.
So special.
Yeah. So rocks and gems.
Oh, which reminds me of one of my favorite content things to consume right now because I'm not on TikTok anymore, but occasionally I see these videos on YouTube of people who go mudlarking in like England specifically.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So they'll do in the Thames, but they'll sometimes go down these little tributary, I never say it right, tributaries? Tributaries. The little creeks and the side rivers. They basically, so first of all, you do need, I believe you need at least for the Thames, you need a license. Like you need to have like an actual stamp that, as the government has said, you are allowed to go do this. Not everybody can go do it, but I think the side rivers and the tributaries you can do without.
Okay.
The Thames. So that people will just go and they have like equipment, like little like glass bottom like buckets that they can kind of see the bottom. Yeah. And they have little tools that they'll pull up, and they find like the most fascinating, like little figurines and like ink bottles and medicine bottles.
I need a video.
Somebody found a sword, a little saber. It was really cool. I'm very, very into it. I don't know how.
Let's go.
Like, she's like, you won't believe this find. Like she's showing it, and it's like I don't see anything. And all of a sudden she just like pulls up like, so you have to have, it's like I think you just develop the eye.
Special vision.
You should go. I would love for you to go to England and get like a mudlarking license. I don't know how picky they are.
I will get a mudlarking.
Stacey, we would like to take the podcast to London and let Amy go mudlarking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, they do that low tide of the Thames. And they go out there and they'll dig up all kinds of stuff that's been tossed into the river. They'll find jewelry.
Yeah. Ooh.
Things.
Yeah. It's fascinating. It is
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I do love digging for treasures or hunting for them in stores or wherever.
Yeah. It's the
estate
thrill.
sales.
Yeah.
It is the thrill.
You're a hunter at heart.
I am.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be for animals.
It's true. No animals. It's just things.
Objects.
Objects.
Which I guess kind of makes you magpie or crow.
Crow. I'm a crow. Oh, crow. Ben, what did you collect? I know you collected stuff.
Well, I collected action figures, but I also collected postage stamps.
Maybe that's
funny you say that.
Yes.
We did. So the theme of today's episode, you were going to have to say it for me.
I know. We don't know how to
pronounce
those
those words that I have. I've been looking at it and I've never had to say it out loud.
I'm not going to say it.
Because you are... Okay, so wait. I also want to make sure. So we are here because it is the centennial anniversary of the Omaha
Philatelic
Society.
Let's all say it again. Philatelic.
We did it.
Very good.
I think did you tell us about this as just like, oh, here's an idea for a podcast episode?
I believe I did.
And then we
said yes.
The rest of us in the email just went, Ben's going to be on the podcast. And Ben just was like, no, I was just telling, wait.
I was just giving you an idea. I wasn't volunteering
I was
myself.
just giving you an idea. We're like, Ben, we record on Thursday.
Ben, you've been voluntold.
A little bit, yeah. No.
It was a delightful time. So thanks for jumping on board.
I know. So I'm curious, did anybody in your family collect stamps, or was it like
My father did.
Okay.
And so when I was about 10, he kind of handed off some of his collection to me, and that was the start of my collection. And so I just kind of added to it over time, did it on and off, through high school, college, and, adult life. A lot of stamp collectors or philatelists will get back into the hobby after, time away, family, work life, and oftentimes it ends up being in retirement. And so a lot of the club members
hobbies
are retired.
I love
A lot of hobbies are that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you actually take stamps off of
what's the sourcing look like?
I know, because they used to be glue. Like you just lick it and put it on there, which
it used to be not. I thought it used to be like did you have to use to paint glue on stamps? Is that something that
Oh, did you?
The origin of stamp, like old stamps.
So yes.
Wow.
Well, actually, stamps predate the little paper squares, in fact. There, because those who may remember, during the American Revolution, one of the early things that led to that was the Stamp Act from Great Britain.
Yes, the Stamp
Act. It was like there was, and they would emboss the paper.
Oh, yes.
So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And from there, it then developed into printed paper that would then be affixed with adhesive, which soon led to the water-activated adhesive that would just be prepared on the stamps when you would purchase them.
Sure.
And then they would perforate them, which is the little
love it.
The terrible way of making them.
Makes for a pretty collages.
Yes, and then and that's where for stamp collectors they would soak kind of cut the paper off the envelope, soak it in water because it was water activated adhesive.
Yeah.
The stamp would come off the paper, and then you'd have just the stamp to put into your little albums.
Yeah.
Have you? Over time, as printing technology has developed, the water activated adhesive became too expensive.
Right.
And a lot of postal authorities around the world have transitioned to the more self-adhesive glue that we have today, which is not water soluble. And so now you generally can't soak the stamps off.
Yeah,
it's more like a sticker.
It's like a sticker, yes. For a while, the United States and other countries would produce the stamp with a water-activated layer in between.
Sure.
So that you could still soak it off and leave the little glue block on the paper. But then that was too expensive also. And
we can't have nice things.
No.
Yes. So now most stamps cannot be soaked off.
Oh my gosh, that's a bummer, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But you adjust. And for a lot of postal authorities around the world, their main revenue source is selling the stamps unused, for the collectors, either because it's stamps produced by that country or they're stamps with different topics illustrated on the stamps. And so you get collectors who are interested in those topics.
Right.
And
buy the sheet instead of just collect the stamp single.
It. And so that's where some of the revenue is happening because, by and large here in the United States, letter mail has decreased.
Yeah.
And so that's where they look for other, they're marketing more to the collectibles market.
Yeah.
And that's why you see so many stamps produced with all kinds of colors.
Which I love.
Yeah.
So my husband and I regularly buy stamps. We're like, oh, let's buy those, even though we don't send a whole lot.
I can't stand it.
I know. This is why we ended up with this, block of stamps, which ironically, before you came to us, we had bought a sheet called the World Stamp Show, New York 2016, which is hilarious, that I didn't remember.
I just was, it's got the Forever logo on the bottom.
I know. Isn't that funny? But I do have tons. We just buy them because, we love those birds, or we love the flowers, or we want to sell, whatever it is, and holiday stamps for holiday letters. But I have a ton, and we keep buying them, even though our sending letters out is kind of rare.
I did get that postcard. I can't wait to tell you. I love it.
Thank you.
And
yes.
It was Hawaii.
I know.
And did you, by the way, did you look very hard on that?
Oh,
like
yeah.
The story that visual is telling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like they're getting off the airplane in Hawaii, and he is like making eyes at that girl doing the hula, and his wife behind him is not pleased.
I will say this set of postcards is very interesting. Some of them are very risky. I was like, should I send this to this person?
I loved it, but it was like at first I was like, oh, cute, it's Hawaii. These people just got there, and then I looked at it more. And went, oh,
I know. I knew you would look at it more carefully. Yeah.
Looked at it through a Bridgerton lens.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what is this?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So Ben, I want to know. So I think my grandfather also collected stamps, and he had framed them. And I think my younger brother actually has that big giant framed thing of stamps, mostly international and old. And it's very cool. And some of them are falling off because, just as things try to mount things, whatever it is, they just, whatever adhesive they use back, just dissolved. But anyway, not my problem. It's my younger brother's problem. However, I'm always curious, and I gave you a bunch of stamps, I think not too long ago, because I was like, Ben collects, I'm going to give it to him. But I want to know, what is your most coveted stamp in your collection? The one that you're like, this is the one? Or did you have a hunt for like one that you found and you were like so delighted? Like, what's special?
For me, I enjoy collecting just the breadth of the hobby. So I really go out actively looking for maybe countries I don't currently have, and so it's always fun to finally get one of those countries that are hard to find, uncommon. There's so many countries and territories that at one time produced stamps or had stamps produced for them that no longer do that. Countries change over time, and so there's just a lot of variety there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, military conflict generated at a point in time a lot of variety in postage stamps as territory changed hands.
Right.
And some of the collection I inherited from my father was from Germany, because he had an aunt who was from Germany.
Sure.
And his uncle met her there. They came to the United States. But so I inherited some Germany stamps, and Germany was very involved in military conflict in Europe for a time. And so I kind of have a subset of my collection is German stamps and stamps connected to their territorial acquisitions and transitions. And they would produce stamps for those areas. And it's just always kind of fun to see that, because they would oftentimes be, they would have an existing stamp, and then they would like overprint it with a message, or, like the territory name or whatever. So you get these, what they call overprints. And it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
A variety that way. And so that's a big part of my collection. Some of the stamps I have are worth a few $100s. Those are probably some of the more fun ones, because those are hard to come by.
Sure.
But I don't know that I have like a showpiece.
Right.
I have recently acquired some stamp albums, former German stamps that have the little clear pockets built into the page.
Yeah.
And so I've been excited about that, to actually have them.
It's fun.
Mounted in an album, so you can actually look at them rather than being stored in a box or have you. Now, for the collectors out there, I store them in glassine envelopes in those boxes, so they are stored
properly.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Gotta love a glassine envelope.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, there's some fun things with that.
Yeah.
It's just, a wild variety of things. I've recently also begun collecting stamps that have some kind of Omaha connection.
Oh, fun.
For my, because I have an interest in Omaha history as well. And so I've been developing that as a topic of stamps to collect.
I love it.
And it's had some fun rabbit holes to go down.
Yeah.
So where are you where are you sourcing your stamps from?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
eBay?
I have to imagine it's probably different for everybody, but how are you finding your stamps?
For me personally, there is the eBay and the online auction community, and there are stores that have online presences also. Unfortunately, Omaha currently is without a stamp shop.
Oh,
the one that was here, the gentleman retired about a year or so ago, and so that shop is closed. So we currently don't have a local shop to go to. Although some hobby shops here in town will have some of the very common collectible type stamp things. In addition to the online acquisitions, the Omaha Philatelic Society gathers monthly, actually twice a month, and there's some stamp selling and swapping that happens there as well.
Where do you all meet?
We meet in a room of a church that is kind enough to open their space up to us. The Pacific Hills Lutheran Church at 90th and Pacific, actually. Okay. Not too far from here.
Do you all have a website?
We do.
We'll add that to our show notes.
www.omahaphilatelicsociety.org.
Wow. Okay.
What do you guys do at your meetings? Is a lot of kind of swapping, or what happens at a philatelic society meeting?
Stamp stories.
Stamping.
We do some stamp stories, talk about stamps, trade stamps. We do monthly have like a little auction, and members can put stamps they want to sell, extras that they have, into the auction, and then the other members can buy it at pennies on the dollar. We have presentations that talk about, particulars of the hobby, different topics. We've had a variety of speakers come in as well.
Fun.
Yeah.
I love this.
And then the club annually does host a show at the Metro Community College South Campus.
Okay.
And we bring in stamp dealers from the region who then, set up shop for that weekend and can sell stamps. And it's another way we can purchase and acquire stamps.
So when's the show?
The show is on September 19th and 20th, 2026.
Hey.
All right.
It's on Saturday and Sunday.
I love it. I kind of want to go.
I can also promote that the Lincoln Stamp Show, Nebraska, has their own. They have a club down there, and they have a show, and that actually is going to be February 27th and 28th at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So definitely want to give them some love as well.
Totally. I love it.
And they host theirs at the Country Inn and Suites in Lincoln.
Okay.
North 27th Street.
Awesome.
So what advice do you have to somebody who might be interested in kind of starting to get into stamp collecting or learning more about stamps? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, collect what interests you. Yeah. And that's usually what oftentimes gets kids into stamp collecting or collecting in general, is there's a personal connection there.
Sure.
Oftentimes it is through those kind of topical stamps, I mean, Amy, you talk about the ones that interest you, artwork or whatever's on the stamp, and it's just something to kind of make that connection for you. And you just start, accumulating stamps. And at some point you realize, oh, I have a collection.
Here it is.
Surprise.
And so definitely that's kind of where I would recommend, what interests you. There are stamps out there for that interest generally. And then just seek out either online or, in the area, a community that can, support that. I mean, the Boy Scouts have a badge for stamp collecting.
Oh my gosh.
Well. That's something we generally try to support through our annual shows, is a time for them to come in and go through a lot of the necessary requirements for that badge.
Yes. Well, I feel like stamps, yes, whatever that you see that you're like, oh, I want this because this means something to me. But they're also like little tiny stories.
Oh, 100%.
Because they all connect to they're like little micro histories.
Yeah,
that's what stamps represent.
That's what's so fascinating. And in some ways, how things related to geography or history,
right?
That's where I started learning a lot of this, was through the stamps.
And that's how Ben became Ben.
And how Ben got here today.
I love it. Yes.
Well, do we want to talk about some book picks?
Yeah.
We pulled.
Yeah. And everybody's approach, because I
think we all had a different.
Oh my gosh,
lens.
It was a little tricky for me. So I had to kind of go in and then go back out.
Yeah. Ben, what did you find to talk about for books?
So for me, there's a few things. There are some great resources online. So there's a YouTube channel out there called Exploring Stamps. This guy named Graham Beck, he just puts together some incredibly professional, informative videos on stamp collecting.
Yeah.
So if you go to YouTube and just search Exploring Stamps, you'll find his channel. There are other content creators out there as well, but he does a great job and is a great ambassador for the hobby as well. For those who are interested in getting serious about the collection and learning about maybe the value of the stamps or how to organize the stamps, there is a series of catalogs produced by the Scott Company. I think Emus Press owns them, but it's the Scott catalogs. So in the United States, they are the primary authority on stamps. I noted the Scott Specialized Catalog of United States Stamps and Covers.
Yeah.
And that goes deep into United States stamps, all of the postage stamps, the stamps that were sold for revenue purposes to show you paid a tax.
Oh.
The hunting permits, they produce stamps as well to show that you have a license to hunt for that year. So it just all kinds of things. It goes into the first day issues of the stamps as well. And then the third one I want to share is more about the stories of the stamps. Because you mentioned that there's little stories there in these stamps, and there genuinely is. And for especially the older stamps, some of the first ones for countries, there's also stories that surround the stamp, and then just how people collected it and researched it. So one book by Helen Morgan, Blue Meridius, The Hunt for the World's Most Valuable Stamps. And it's a story about pursuing the postage stamps that were produced by this small tropical island in the Indian Ocean.
Wow.
And the early copies were produced there on the island. They're super rare now. And the hunt to find those and the characters involved in that collecting pursuit is a fascinating read.
Wow.
And there are other books about some of the other stories. South American countries had some really rare stamps as well. The United Kingdom is often noted for being the first country to produce stamps in the modern form.
Okay.
In the 1840s, and so there's stories about that. The very first stamp is often called the penny black because it was a penny and it was printed black.
Oh,
well, that's simple. Clean.
They kept it simple.
direct.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. Wide variety.
Yeah, for sure. This was tricky for me, even though I love things and I love collecting things, but maybe not deeply.
Yeah, and how do you quantify that in like a book or a material?
Well, that's the thing. I think I went hunting around our collection and I was like, okay, how do I approach like thinking about what kind of resources I'm going to bring to this conversation and what do I collect and how I tie it all together. So I kind of thought about it in a way of things that I'm super interested in and I do research on, and it's research that I'm collecting in my brain. That's my collection. And things that I also just collect because I super in love with it. Like if I see it, but not to a serious degree. Like I love owls. Like if I see a little figurine of an owl that delights me, you betcha I'm going to buy it.
It's coming home with you.
It's coming home with me. So that's an example of something that's not super serious. And then I also have collected things seriously and then I was done with it. Like I just let go of the collection because it was just during a time. So can I go down my crazy list? Where am I? Oh, okay.
Same question. Where am I? All times.
So I was in a copper pot phase where I was wanting to make grits. And in this recipe, they said you should use a copper pot. Well, I was like, well, I don't have one. So then I went down this massive research hole looking for, well, where do you buy copper pots? And then I was like, I wanted a refurbished one, which I did buy from Etsy, from these folks in France. And I love it. It's only one. I'm only buying one because it's a whole thing. But I learned so much about copper pots. And it is a thing, y'all. People collect them, but it's a whole, you can go deep into the copper pots.
It's fun to say also.
Yes, it sure is. I just skimmed the top. I make jewelry and I've collected beads for a long, long, long time. So I do have a couple books, like the history of beads, and I do love them. I did go deep, but now if I just see them, I buy them if they delight me. Books about books, because when I went to library school, I thought for sure I would go deep into knowing all about the history of the book. So I bought a lot of books and then I was done with it and gave all my books to Mark Sorensen.
That's a good place.
And then a colleague.
They have a good.
Vintage and junk jewelry collected. So I do have a book for that because there are a lot of books that do come out about buying vintage jewelry. And this one is by Beth Bernstein, which I will add in the show notes. But I think there's so much jewelry out there. You have to figure out like what you collect and then try to find that book about collections, like jewelry collections that actually matches like what you collect. So that can be a little tricky. I used to collect thrift store art. So back east, I just go around thrift stores. I'm like, oh, that's cute. You need to be adopted. Blinko glass made in West Virginia, but I just buy the sun catchers. Owls, I told you about. Fiesta ware. I don't buy anymore because I have no more room.
Well, I just thought they were going to say because of the possible lead exposure.
Yes, there were certain colors that had lead, but not anymore. But if you do buy vintage,
to go around when I see vintage stuff that I want to buy now, and I just make I have to know that I'm going thrifting, and I just come with my little.
Where do you find
on Amazon? I just like I'm like.
Can I have one?
Yeah, I'll bring some for you.
Okay, thank you.
You just crack it, and then you swipe it, and then if it turns red or orange, it has to be tactile.
Exactly. Mid-century modern. I had a mid-century modern house, so it's intensely collected and researched about that. Stephen Pulchert pottery, local. We have, if we see his works at an estate sale, you bet you we'll buy it. Local art, collect. Cookbooks and food history galore. I'm going to add a link in the resource called thefoodtimeline.org, which was produced by a librarian no longer around. The site was incredible with like so much research and history around food and when things were invented and all of that. The University of Virginia in Charlottesville now maintains the site. So it kind of was passed down in the family. And the family said, I don't know what to do with this site. And so they are the stewards of it. Tinned fish, but I eat it. But I will add that. But I'm going to add the Fishwife cookbook because it is a delightful book. And it's such a good book that I've borrowed it twice and I am going to buy it.
You just need it.
I do. Birds. See it? It's so many things. And I have the Backyard Bird Chronicles by Amy Tan. Love it. And the last thing I'll put is tarot because I'm intensely interested in tarot and tarot history. So I created a bibliolist, which I'll add to the show notes when I give a little talk about how I use tarot at Nerd Night.
Amy did a Nerd Night.
So that is my big long list. Yeah. There's not the perfect book around any of these collections. Mm-hmm. So I think it's almost like a hunt for resources and Reddit threads and somewhere somebody has gone deep. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want. I want somebody else to do that work and I'll just go and like check out it eventually.
So you're
you just
want to write
No.
book on it?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. You got to move first.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So that was my giant input approach to all those things. Sorry, everybody.
No,
that was like
I love
huge list.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I forgot to mention when we were talking about like things that we collected as kids. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on here. My first thing that I ever collected as a child was cicada shells.
Oh my gosh.
I was obsessed with cicada shells.
My neighbor's kids love them too.
I was obsessed. Because I could, you'd find them on like a fence, and I would like very careful. I was like very little too. I was like 4 or 5, and I would be like very carefully peeling it off. And my mom would save baby jars, and I would just have baby jars of cicada shells. God bless my parents just leaning in about what a creepy child that I was just like, I found one, and like we'd have to put it away, and I would look at them, and then I can't remember when it stopped for me, but I'm like, oh, I wish I still had my cicada shells. Maybe I'm kind of creeped out by them now. So, but maybe I think if maybe I'd like.
I wonder if this like same thing happened to my neighbor's like youngest kid.
Yeah,
collected them and they went around hunting for them all over.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if my oldest would be into it because he's just kind of like a little marshmallow cherub.
Yeah,
and doesn't like the idea of dead things or anything.
Do your kids collect anything?
Well. Oh, I mean, somewhat. It's like they have special interests. Basically, they both want to pick up rocks. Nora, especially my younger one. So Teddy is like my marshmallow sweetie, and Nora is too. But she is also that combined with maybe like a stray dog.
Okay,
that we've let live in our house in a lot of ways. But she wants to find rocks, and a lot of times she'll come back. I'll pick her up from daycare, and she's like, "Found rocks," and I look, and I'm like, "These are chunks of concrete," but okay, sure. Like, and we have to save them.
After my own heart.
Yeah. She wants to bring a very crunchy leaf into the house, and that's fine. And I'm like, I have a special book for her now to be like, let's put the leaf in the book, and it's going to be in here. And sometimes I don't get to her, and then like in enough time, and then I'm like, oh, where did that crunchy leaf go? And she's like, I don't know. She's not 3 yet.
She's in the carpet.
She's 2, and I'm like, oh my god, the world's crunchiest leaf is somewhere in my house now, and I have to figure it out where it is before it gets smashed, and I never remove it.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. So my approach to the books feels similar in that I feel like my mindset, I only pulled 2. One, I think I talk about this all the time. Anytime we're getting into a topic that I'm maybe not super familiar with, I feel like when I approach the book list, I am looking for like, what's the thing you're going to tell me about that's going to give like everything. So one of them was one of the books that Ben had talked about, the, which one was it? The Scott Specialized Catalog, because there's other ones. There's like a lot of Scott Specialized
like coins
in our collection, I thought.
They do produce, in addition to the U.S. Specialized catalog, they do a classic Specialized catalog, which is worldwide stamps from like 1840 to 1940, and then they produce a 6-volume set. Although each volume now is like 2 parts, so it's technically 12 volumes of stamps for the entire world, as Scott's records them.
But they only do stamps.
Correct.
Okay.
Amos Press also does coins, but it's under a different imprint name.
Right. My parents collected coins.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was saying, when I
Another big
looked in
thing.
our collection for that was one thing that popped up. I was like, oh gosh, they make like kind of everything. So for the stamp site, that was like what I'd leaned towards. So since you already had that on there, I went the other way. I went and I found A Noble Madness, The Dark Side of Collecting from Antiquity to Now by James Del Burgio, I believe.
Sure.
It is just kind of like an overview of the psychology and philosophy of collecting from own personal collecting in our great human past, but also a little bit of, stealing from museums that we see.
Feather thief.
Yeah. That's and when we had our good friend Adrian, my brain,
Art thief.
Adrian, and we talked about, like our art thief episode, like it felt very in line with that. So the idea of where is the line between collecting and stealing through colonization.
And I'm so glad you're talking about this because I almost went that route of like where it turns into an obsession.
Yeah.
Like The Feather Thief, which is a great book. We'll add it to our show notes.
Yeah.
Also, there's this book that came out years ago called Stuff. Why people collect and sort of the madness around it.
Yeah.
I'll add that too.
Yeah.
I never read it because I like stuff and I didn't want to.
You didn't want to have that tainted?
I didn't want.
That's fair.
I didn't want to look in that mirror.
Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to. I won't make you. I won't.
So, but I'll add it in case you all do.
Yeah. On that dark note too, one of the other things I collected, I mostly was like, I wasn't like crazy into collecting these, but I mean, I was a middle schooler in the 90s and I think it was illegal to not get into collecting these. That's Beanie Babies.
Oh my God,
Beanie Babies were big.
So big.
Did find the great Beanie Baby Bubble, Mass Delusion and the Dark Side of Cute by Zach Bissonette. This is one of my special interests that I would love to do.
I'm
someone is
dying to watch
Beanie
this.
Babies,
Yes.
I would love to. Not to necessarily talk about Beanie Babies in like the sense of, I'm going to talk to you about Beanie Babies. I want to talk to them through the lens of like, do you guys want to talk about the Beanie Babies in the 90s? Because wow, wild times.
Maggie, you need to do that.
Beanie Babies were 10% of all eBay sales in their early days, like the very early days of eBay. 10% of all of their sales were actually Beanie Babies, and I was part of that. I was going into my freshman year of high school. I was I had made the cheerleading team, and so part of like my parents like I was JV cheerleading at an all girls Catholic high school, so very selective. But part of my parents' like whole thing of like teaching financial responsibility is like, okay, well, we're going to pay for half of the cheerleading uniform and all of this, and you're going to pay the other half, and finding my money. And I decided I would sell 3 of my Beanie Babies on eBay, and one of my Beanie Babies I got $30 for in like 1999.
Oh, that was a lot of money, probably.
Yeah. I kick myself now. I'm like, why did I unload all of that?
Do you still have them?
That's a great question. I have dug through my parents' attic. This is the problem with my parents' attic. We've talked about this. They live in a house that's been in our family for over 100 years. So it's not just our stuff in the attic. It's 100 years worth of family members just casually like, we're just temporarily putting this up here. That was 1957.
Yeah. Uncle
Gregory is gone for a long time, and this box is now there. And so that's just, I have to dig through all these boxes to see any of my Beanie Babies still live there. They are worthless because this was part of the thing in the 90s. There was a big old bubble. One of my favorite photos, like when we just look at like photos from, yesteryear, is a photo from the 90s of a couple in divorce court with clear bins of Beanie Babies, and they are literally separating them.
I feel like I remember
that was part of their retirement plan, was these Beanie Babies. These were investment pieces. There was like a Beanie Baby handbook that I remember getting one year for my birthday, and it was like, it tells you all about like the origin of each of these Beanie Babies and like their value in 1996, their estimated value in 2000, and like their estimated value in like 2030 or something like that. And they were
ridiculous.
So insane.
Yeah.
That is one thing I am looking for to get my hands back on again, because that handbook was wild. People were banking on these things.
So, are they still made?
No, they still make them, but it's not like, and I'm sure some people collect them in like the fun and kind of this, I think, a similar way of just like, oh, I want that bat. Like, I love bats, and that's my interest is like, so I want to get that little bat. I think it's maybe more in line with that. I think back in the 90s, or at least during a certain time period, there were people who were collecting for financial reasons. This was going to be a thing. It was the first Bitcoin in a way.
Oh my God, it was the Bitcoin.
Trademark.
Fluffy one.
No, I have no idea. That's where I leaned in with it, because I was thinking,
I love your titles. I love your titles, Ben.
I know. They're very unique to each of us.
This turned out really
fun. Ben, thanks so much for partying with us during some of the wildest times here at the library as we move for the second time in 3 years.
I know. This was so much fun, Ben. Will you come back? Can we volunteer?
He said
tell you to come back.
His eyes say
be
yes.
Happy to, yes.
Okay,
And thank you for letting me come on and talk about stamp collecting, and especially about the centennial of the Omaha Philatelic Society.
Yes.
Genuinely, 100 years for anything is
it's amazing.
It's huge. Yeah, and I can't wait to watch some stamp videos. I'm very curious about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that reminds me, if somebody is interested in possibly joining say again for me.
The Omaha Philatelic Society?
The Omaha Philatelic Society. If someone's interested in joining or learning more, how can they do that?
They can go to our website.
Okay.
The information is there. It's as affordable as $15 a year.
Oh.
If you get the electronic version of our newsletter. It's more if you want us to mail a copy.
Right. With a stamp.
With a stamp. We do mail out.
You're hilarious.
With postage stamps.
I love it.
And usually they're older ones.
Okay.
Fun.
So you get a whole bunch of them on the envelope.
Should we dive into the query of the month?
Yes.
A little bit? This was a wild one.
And we had so many responses.
I'm very excited.
I know, me too.
So listeners, if you need a reminder, instead of doing query of the week like we have in previous years, we are doing actually query of the month, which gives people a little bit more time to get us answers, depending on when you listen to a podcast episode. So our query this month was, we asked you to tell us your favorite local content creators and influencers. Amy, do you have any?
Yes.
Who do you like?
I guess top of mind, I would say First Guy Omaha, who took over our podcast. Yes. And Flatwater Free Press. And I also subscribe to Grow Omaha because I just like to see restaurant openings and closures and what's happening around.
I like that one as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also get an email every Tuesday, the Omaha Star, and just to see what's happening in the community. So those are just a few. How about you, Maggie?
So I opened TikTok for the first time in months because it was the easiest way for me to remember who
I know.
Sorry that
That's true.
So there's two big ones I feel like I follow for. I follow for like recommendations and like what's going on in town and what's this new place like, and that's at Omaha Places and at Omaha Guidebook.
Yes.
The both of the approaches is just like more of announcements and like this cool thing is happening. The other thing I like though is that in Omaha Guidebook, I believe she actually goes and says, "Oh, you really want to go to this? You really want to go to this new hot pot place? We've never been to hot pot, and you've never done this. I'm going to show you what you need to do." Tells you exactly what to expect when you walk in the door,
Love.
the speakeasy, or like just these places of like, I have a real interest in going there, but I'm a little nervous and I don't want to be embarrassed. And
that's brilliant.
I know, right?
I love it.
It's such a good concept.
Mm-hmm.
So I love both of those. I feel like I've learned of cool little things going on in town. Another thing I love is that when they, for both accounts, when they are talking about like what's going on this weekend, they always feature library programs.
I love it.
And it makes me so happy. So I love those. I also follow Omaha Eats for, all things food related.
Yes.
Last one is an account called Meg Reads and Writes.
Okay.
I've really been enjoying her videos when they come through. So she's a recent transplant to Omaha. I believe she's from Connecticut.
Okay.
And it's been really fun to watch her videos as she gets acclimated to Omaha and the area and what we're all about and what's going on here. And so she is a writer. So she also will post sometimes like book content. I've just really enjoyed a lot of the things that she posts.
I'll have to go find her.
Yeah. Reads and Writes.
Yeah.
We had a lot of listener responses too.
Do you want to kick us off?
I will kick us off. First one comes from Teresa C. on Facebook, and she gave a link to a website called theseunitedcookies.com.
Also, we have the book in our collection.
Hey, love it.
Next, we have Best Friend Bree by Daniela F. on Facebook.
I love to see the support and the loyalty.
I know.
My favorite is Jordan the Ninja, uniquely crackin' wise about the state of road construction in Omaha. Hilarious, from Richard L. on LinkedIn.
Love.
Yes. We were actually talking about that last night. We were in a meeting together and talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank
you, Jordan, for your service.
Yes, and Ange Bennett and Their Art by Noni W. on Facebook.
Laura F.S. on LinkedIn said Sarah Carter and gave some little hearts.
I love it. My Nebraska faves are at Books and Bubbly, at See All Read.
See All I Read.
See All I Read. Sorry. Thank you. And at rebel.readers.library and at Emersu Library. Smiley face, heart face by Via Sid's Booked on Instagram. Lots of follows there.
And I did love this.
Oh,
Say underneath this was a reply on Instagram because this Sid's booked on Instagram posted that, and then underneath it someone commented, "Honey, right back at you, kissy face, kissy face,
I
kissy
love
face,"
it.
and that was see all I read talking back.
Yeah,
very cute. I love this.
So cute.
At Cassie May Love, and that came from Maddie_Schreff on Instagram.
And then at Leah.Swanee, ! By Isabel M. Fleming on Instagram.
Shameless self-plug, Becoming Obsessed podcast, where curiosity leads you to the life you love, by Teresa S. on Facebook. Oh, it's perfect for here because we're talking about obsession and collection.
Exactly. Jeannie Reams, author of Dancing with the Lion, and Shannon Bingham by Kim M. on Facebook.
SJB on Facebook said, author Riley Perry.
One of my favorites is Omaha Exploration, a great service for the city, by North Omaha History on Facebook.
That's another one.
So great.
I knew it was going to go list here. So I'll Use of Yoga, a book and a toolbox to move stored energy in the mind body. I help people move stored energy who feel stuck and unhappy so they can smile, laugh, and connect more. And that came from Muse of Yoga on Facebook.
Art by Jasmine Lillian by Miranda S. on Facebook.
There are so many different ways people create and tell stories. You have amazing local authors like Matt Herbert, the books of Bergonia, Vince Marcuzzo, author S.J. Bostwick, and Riley Perry. Sorry, I couldn't tag them. That doesn't even scrape the surface of local artists, crafters, podcasters, and so on. We have a huge list to share, and that came from the Ocon Expo.
Love that. Yes. My Omaha Obsession by C. De Maria S. on Facebook, 100%.
Can I nominate myself? Course. I'm a local D influencer, content creator, and professional organizer. I talk about the library in my content often via Melissa W. on Facebook. Thanks, Melissa.
Love it. Oh My Omaha! By Brittany Z. on Facebook.
And last for listener responses, one of my favorite is North Omaha History, the podcast, the blog, one of the original creators of the city. And that came from Omaha Women's History on Facebook. And we did have some staff responses.
Yeah, tell us.
I think I'm just going to steal them all.
Steal them.
So first up from Cass, we have Johnny Red and strongly worded letters. From Emily Yu, we had, I may be a bit biased, but my sister Sarah Arnold runs a local business, Highway Child Vintage, and posts awesome vintage content of her decked out 70s home in Benson. She has a large following on Instagram and TikTok, and her 4 adorable cats are the stars of the show. Babe, love to hear that. Would love to hear more about these cats.
Yeah.
From Lisa S., who said Elise Myers, another one of mine that I was I would have said, but
I totally,
I was going to say it. Yeah. I love Elise Myers.
Yeah.
From Doug K. I don't know his name, but I really enjoy the posts from the guy who reports on the construction in Omaha. He reminds me of a 1920s reporter. He's hilarious. And was
Jordan the Ninja.
From Elizabeth, Emily Welch Style on Instagram, and Omaha Places, also on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah. From Sarah L., Angie Coleman, owner of Daisy Jones's Locker and local fashion influencer. And her website is daisy-jones-locker.com.
I love it.
Wide variety of responses.
Yeah.
Love to see all of them in there. I'm going to have to figure out how I can follow these people now that I'm not on TikTok anymore. That's been a weird thing. I've having to figure out how to find my favorite people again on other platforms where I can still see them, but I'm not on as frequently.
Yeah.
Which I think is the key. So that was our query of the month for February, which means next week we are kicking off a brand new query.
Oh,
very exciting.
Tell us.
Amy, as you and I sit here desperately quivering about the thought of a blizzard happening.
It is happening.
Spring is technically supposed to be coming. I didn't tell you this. I don't know if those makes podcast.
Is it really?
No. So we had we had a beautiful week of very warm temperatures, and I was in my backyard clearing out. We've got this little slope part of our backyard, and we've got beautiful plants that grow there. And we let the leaves sit there all winter because it protects them if they try to pop up early. I was dumb. I cleared those things out way too early. We had the nice weather and we were outside and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start attacking this. And I got all that stuff pulled up and those little cute spring greeny things are trying to come through because it has been warm enough. And so this morning, what did I have to do?
Put it all back?
In my pajamas, get the yard waste bag and run around dropping big piles on anything I can find. It wasn't fun.
No.
Spring is coming, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. And so on that note, we're asking, what are you planting in your garden? We'd love to know more.
I love it.
Yeah, this will be fun to hear. I think
Me
this
too.
year we're really going to try again. We've tried in the past and it hasn't always stuck, but this is the year the kids are more interested in it. So I think it's going to happen.
Yep.
whether we'll be successful plant, whether we grow anything.
Exactly.
TBD.
And seed catalog.
And seed catalog. We'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
Amy, it's been real, as always.
It's been great.
Let's go shovel our cars out.
Yeah, let's go see if it's snowing.
Fantastic. Let's go find out. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Every book, resource, or thing that we mentioned that we can link to on the internet can be found in list form in our episode description. So if you missed something we talked about, check out that list.
The Book Drop is produced by Omaha Public Library. Our theme music is Trapped in Amber, courtesy of the band Lucid Fugue. Don't forget to subscribe to The Book Drop on your favorite podcast app and like and follow Omaha Public Library on social media.